I still have my other channel that I could be going live on every single day, but I'm not going to.
Yep.
I'm not going to do that.
That's up there. So if that answers your question, there's somebody that in chat, they answer.
Wake up, Jilly Bean. Wake up. Why don't you wake up, Jilly Bean? Why don't you wake up?
Does that mean she can't go live? She can go live. Choose not to get.
No, she can't, Jilly Bean. She's lying. She be lying, yo. Why don't you tell her to pull up her shit, show you? Why don't you tell her to prove it, yo? Yeah, that's right. I'm hardcore, baby.
Things to worry about in YouTube.
No, I'm doing this.
Oh my God, I can't believe heels in the air. Did you see that she took this? She took the hefty bag picture of Molly. Did you see that, Navy?
Oh, it's
I'm
so
doing
good.
this
That
as
is so
an
good.
experiment.
Oh, it's killing me. She's killing me again.
I want
Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
opportunity.
Oh, damn. Here we go. Here we go. Hey guys, I have to warn you for tonight's live stream. I have to warn you. I had really bad back pain all day because I started physical therapy and they were prodding and poking me and stuff and I was screaming and yelling like a girl. It was a mess. I wanted to record it for you, but they wouldn't let me. You can't record medical procedures in here, Jason. But I want to show my subs how much of a baby I am. But no, I'm being serious. Like, my back was killing me when I came out of the VA. So I said to myself, well, actually, I said this in there. I said, you're going to think I'm crazy, right? And the lady said, well, no, I'm not. What? And I go, because I always say that to people at the VA because they probably do think I'm crazy. All of us, probably, us crazy veterans. But I said, CBD really helps me when I'm in a lot of pain. And she goes, that's not crazy. I hear that from everybody. And I'm like, really? Because you wouldn't think that doctors or trained people would say that. If you go back a few years, everybody completely put CBD down. Though I went to the gas station where I knew they had some, and I hate the vape. I hate smoking it. And luckily they had water. Now, Navy, the thing about CBD water is that when you add that chemical, you know, everything's a chemical,
yes.
But when you add that to water, it actually starts breaking down.
Yep.
Not immediately. So like if they were to make a soda or a Red Bull or something or a coffee drink that had it, it would break down in the can or in the thing. So anyway, this water bottle has all of the CBD is in the lid. And when you buy it, right when you're ready to drink it, you push the lid down, it'll drop it all in, you shake it up, and then you drink it. And I'm going to tell you now, my back feels really good. But I feel really goofy. It makes you a little bit goofy upstairs when you take some CBD. So just letting you know. Just letting you know, I'm probably going to be really goofy tonight. But that's okay, because we need to laugh. We need to joke. And you need to be updated on what's going on with the tragedy, pimpage. You know, with this whole thing happening with the breakup of Hills on the Ground. This whole thing happening with, oh my God, that's the wrong song. There it is. I need to move that song up there. Let me save this real quick so I never do that again. Save, yes. With this whole thing happening with Mallory leaving Hills on the Ground, and then the rest of the members, basically other than Justin, because Justin is surgically attached to Molly. He will not come off of Molly. You can't remove him. If you try to pull him, they're just both going to go, ouch, stop removing my body parts from my body. That's how attached they are. But other than them, they've had a breakup. Now, we've been covering tragedy pimpage. Now, there is other tragedy pimpage out there. We still have Betty pimping them trages like it's going out of style. We got other people that we haven't even mentioned or talked about. And we have people out there that we need to be looking at as a community or just as a channel. My channel, because we keep track of a few people and we want to do it with you. So what we're going to do today in the after show, I always put the after show up on the screen so that those of you that come in, you will be able to rewind if you want to watch the actual show. And those of you that, you know, want to watch the after show, you can. We're actually going to look at, as long as we have time, and because I cancel the after show if we run out of time. But as long as we have time, we're going to be looking at a couple other things leading into a guy named KingCobraJFS, who everyone calls Cobes, because there's some interesting things going on out there. Also, the YouTuber, the famous YouTuber, infamous YouTuber Chris Chan, where a YouTuber that tried to make a documentary on Chris Chan's life is up to part 75, and these things are like an hour long. That's how much is on the internet about this woman. I'm sorry, it's woman. And Chris Chan just got released from jail. So there's like breaking news on that happening. We're not going to talk about that. It looks like Smokey McCrack has that all covered. So we are just going to take a look at Cobes after the show. Now, the show, though, starts right now. Thank you, Danny. It is 7:15 p.m., 1915 for you military folk. Broadcasting out of the East Coast of the glorious United States of America, 3/27 of 2023. I'm your host, Unirock. Of course, we've got our host, Navy, in here. How'd your day go, buddy? How's everything going? Going good? Everything okay?
Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day, Bubba. Work went well. Started off with a little PT, so, you know, it's a good day.
You know, I've had to actually, with my back hurting, I've had to not do PT. Because I'll do push-ups. I'll make sure I walk every day. You know, I do all these little things. I work on my arms for a minute with those little barbells and stuff. And I haven't been able to do it because of my back. Luckily, though, we think we're going to be able to get my back fixed up here in the next few weeks. Oh, and by the way, for those of you that wanted to know, because some people are asking me, so I'll just say it here. That way no one has to ask. They have to do an ultrasound on my liver and look at some other things. They have to check to make sure that, you know, they can pinpoint where I'm having issues. Because I have this big swollen thing on my back, and then they're going to fix it with physical therapy. So I'll keep you updated because I've told you that I'm going to do this really cringy weight loss journey. I most likely won't be doing the weight loss. The weight loss journey will probably be me telling you how much I weigh before going in and looking at tragedy pimps and lolcows. So it'll kind of, maybe it'll be funny. Maybe I'll scare away my audience. Either way, though, I think it at least is something to do. We're always looking for something to do. So, yes, that just to keep you updated, that's where I'm at. And I still, now I need to lose, and I'm very ashamed to say this, 30 pounds. 30 pounds. And my girlfriend keeps calling me Tubbs and patting me on my stomach. All right. 3/27 of 2023, broadcasted from the East Coast of the glorious United States of America. Let's go ahead and get started. Molly is banned evading. Also, she claims she's not, and we have this audio for you. Then, we are going to roll right in. After handling the ban evading saga, we are going to roll right in to some newly discovered, more proven party secrets. The famous party where Molly and her entourage basically crashed Molly's family's mother's sick. So we're all coming here to get together and party and have family time. You all know what happened after that. Well, it turns out that the people out there that are good at things have been looking at the audio and the video, and we've got a lot of more discoveries for you. And it's funny, Molly is so scared of the video. She is so entirely scared of what we're going to show you tonight that now, Navy can say it better than me. How did she say this, Navy? How did she basically try to stop her subscribers from seeing the video? She told them not to watch it or something like that, something really cringy like that. Or
they didn't need to watch it. Basically, you know, that whole thing about, you know, they're just trying to make me look bad. It wasn't drugs. There's no drugs, and which we know she admitted it later on. She was talking to Princess. I don't understand how she can do that.
We've got the video of everything. That's what we do. And I didn't stream yesterday because I was busy. And I can't look, we have to take a couple days off during the week, guys. I know there's other people out there and they stream a lot every day. I can't do that anymore. I did that for 5 years. I streamed every single freaking day for I don't even know how long. And I was just always streaming. And it will burn you out. It'll take away your creativity. It'll stop you, in my opinion, from having ideas so that your show can actually move around and you can entertain your audience with other things that are relative but not. Cherie, thank you. But I don't want to ramble. I don't want to bore you. We just got to show you this so we can get into the after show and have some fun and chill and talk to y'all, because I want to talk to my members in the after show. So let's go right now. Let's hit it. Let's do this thing. I don't know what song to use, but you know what? We haven't used this one in a while. Here we go. First things first. First thing is first. This is coming from Heels in the Air. Heels in the Air, mods. Heels in the Air. This is coming from Heels in the Air. My stuff's not working. My viewer count's not working. Who would have thought that these things break down all the time? Ticks me off. They break down all that dang time. Hey, oh, there it goes. So if you will, please, mods, share a link so that people can subscribe. They can like the video like this. And of course, we are tracking the Tennessee situation. We are tracking it. We'll talk about it later. It'll probably be when we go into the after show. Menace to Sobriety. One of our good friends uploaded a video basically letting everybody know what happened in Tennessee. So we'll go into that later. It's a lot. So we're just gonna, you know, handle it in a little bit. And really quick, Busy, are you behaving? Why don't you, at least you're honest. He said no. He lies a lot, so maybe he is behaving, because if he's lying, then he would be saying he is behaving, right? Because I always just expect him to lie. Your microphone is really low. I can't even hear you. Shut up. But Monkey Case is moving on also, says Cash Gernon Justice Family. Is it? Is there an update, Cash Gernon? Because if there is, I'll let everybody know. If you have an update, Cash, get it into me or just tell me in the chat and I'll make sure to tell everybody, okay? All right. Last thing. If you want to support me tonight. Okay, let us know and I'll go ahead and tell everybody what's up, okay? Oh my gosh, I got the wrong thing. I gotta re-highlight this. Oh, son of a B. There it is. If you want to support my show, I didn't stream yesterday, so it would be immensely helpful at paypal.me/unirock or #unirock or #unirachel on Cash App. Though it's completely optional, and all that any donation does is support our show and keep us chugging and producing content for you guys. So hopefully you guys are happy with the updates we're given. So let's keep moving. We got to keep you going because, oh my, when we get to Betty, I cannot wait until we're done with this party, which should be today. And I can't wait until we're done with some of the Molly updates because of Betty and because of some other people out there that you really need to hear about. So.
What is she gonna do? I still have my other.
Okay, Navy, you ready? You got everything good? You can hear this okay?
Unfortunately, I can hear it just fine. Yes.
The channel that I could be going live on every single day, but I'm not.
So Molly just admitted some things here, okay? Let me go back. She says,
I still have my other channel. What is she gonna do?
I wish I could play that song, but it is copywritten every time I play it.
What is she gonna do?
What is she gonna do or something?
I still have my other channel that I could be going live on.
So she says, I still have my other channel that I could be going live on. Navy, is this not her admitting she cannot go live on her main channel, right? That is an admission.
Yes, that's exactly what it sounds like. And you know that this lady loves going live. So if she really could go live on the other channel, she'd be there right now.
And that's the thing, exactly. So there's that too. Hold on, I'm getting tagged in here. I don't want to miss anything. Missy Elliott. Mandrella. Oh my God, that is so true. Okay, Unirach, he didn't understand it, but someone was telling him to sniff it for a buzz. I don't know how much him and prayed he would do that. Poor boy has had enough issues, says JJ. I don't. Oh. Ooh. She can go live, but she's just choosing not to, but she's going on random panels. Okay, exactly. So here's what's up, guys. Let me explain this to you. When you get a strike on YouTube, if it is a hate speech strike, and from what I know, because I've never had one, but I've had all of this explained to me, you don't get a warning. So you automatically can't stream for X amount of time. Though, let's say you just get a strike. For copyright, you get a strike for... I don't know, maybe your pants, when you stand up, your pants slide down and you get a strike. Accidental things, non-intentional things, it's a warning strike. So nothing happens to you, but you do have a strike. So when you get your second strike, then you can't stream for X amount of time. You typically also can't upload, but sometimes you can, depending on the strike. And you have to wait like a certain amount of time until the strike expires, or until, like, sometimes the strike will stay on your channel for 60 days, 90 days, but you'll be able to stream in 14 days or something. And that's the thing, because I don't have strikes, I don't know. I don't know the exact amount of days and how it works, but I know this for a fact. When you get that strike, you aren't streaming. Her main channel is down. It's turned off. If she sends a signal from her phone, if she sends a signal from OBS Studio, however you send your signal to YouTube, I use OBS, it will not work. It will just do nothing. Got me? So she's saying, I've got 2 strikes on my main channel, but I can go live on my second channel if I want. No, you can't. You could do it, but it would be direct ban evasion. You are not allowed by the terms of the YouTube partnership and by YouTube's actual terms of service. So not even if you're not even a partner, you can't do this. You get a strike somewhere where you lose the right to stream on your channel. You cannot go to a second or third channel of yours and stream. It doesn't work that way. You could send the signal to your second channel. Your second channel would go live, but you'd get banned for, that's a very strict rule on YouTube. So this is why, even though she's saying she can go live on her other channel, she's not, because she knows it would be ban evading. This is the thing about Molly. She lies so incredibly often. And I cannot fathom that anyone would believe her. But guess what? These people who she is streaming with, who just happen to be financial supporters of hers, believe every word that comes out of her mouth, if it's as if it is a godly ordeal, okay? As if she is the know-all, be-all of everything on this planet. Because watch and listen, I will break it down for you.
Every single day, but I'm not going to.
But I'm not going to, because you know if you go on your secondary channel, you can't go on your main channel. You just admitted that you can't go on your main channel. You're admitting it. You've said it. It's proven. You can't go live on the main channel. You could go live on the second channel, but you're not going to because you know the rules.
Yep.
I'm not going to do that.
That's up there. So if that answers...
So why does this dingbat not say, why aren't you going live on your second channel if there's nothing wrong with doing it, Molly? Why doesn't she ask the question? Does this person, they must not know anything about YouTube. Who is this, Jilly Bean? Does she know nothing about YouTube Navy? Does she know nothing about how it works, how the rules work, and why Molly is doing what she's doing here?
I don't know, because I know nothing about this Jilly Bean. This is the first I've ever heard of her. Other than I know that she is a...
Go ahead, sorry.
Other than the fact that she's a big old simp from Molly, that's really all I know about her.
Hey, someone just sent in a Cash App. Thank you. You are very much... appreciated. It helps immensely. If anyone wants to, I'll throw the links in, or you can find them at the top of the chat or in the description. But thank you so much. Yeah, this Jilly Bean person, Jilly, listen, when someone tells you something, you should fact check it. Now, you could fact check it several ways. You could go to the YouTube website and read the terms of service and see that she's lying to you, or ask her a single question. Save yourself all the effort and time. Just say to her, hey, Molly, you just said you can stream on your second channel, but you're not going to do that. Why? Because Molly, there's no reason, Navy, for her not. If it's not going to get her in trouble, if it's not ban evasion for her to stream on her secondary channel and all this stuff, then of course the next question is, why do you have this rule that you're not going to do it, right? You know what I'm saying, Navy?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, we've seen this before with people, right? They do sit there, and we know for a fact that Molly cannot go without streaming, i.e. why she's jumping on other people's panels. This apparently was, according to Menace, Jilly Bean's first live ever, right?
Okay, so Molly went to this person, talked them into going live for her so she could use her channel to talk to her support base, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Which is
there's no way that Molly wouldn't go live. Yeah, there's no way Molly would not go live.
All Heels in the Air has to do is take this stream to Team YouTube, just like she did that other stream, and it would be game over for Molly. All anyone has to do is report this, and it's game over for Molly. Because Molly is usurping the rule set. Molly thinks because she's been able to get away. Oh my God, you guys. Someone just, I think, donated to me. If you did, my heavens to Betsy to Murgatroyd. Wow, thank you so much, guys. I love you. You make life you make living life while streaming so much easier for me, and you make the stream so much more capable. Thank you so much. And again, it's completely optional here, and I really appreciate you. Okay, let's keep moving. So again, Jilly Bean, I don't know what's up with you. Because a lot of Molly's oh, I'm sorry, I didn't say it. Safari tagged me in the chat and said that Jilly has replaced Goose as the main minion. Safari also just said someone being banned cannot go on other panels either, right? Yes, she cannot go on other panels until her main channel allows streaming. Let me say this one more time. Let's pretend I get a strike, 2 strikes here or on Unirock 2. Doesn't matter where. Or even though I haven't used my main channel, let's say I got it on my main channel and they take away live streaming. You can go into your studio and go into the features of your studio. It'll tell you you can upload videos. You can upload videos longer than 10 minutes. That's just something that's been built in since the beginning of YouTube. You can do custom thumbnails. That also is because you didn't used to be able to do custom thumbnails. All of the features that YouTube allows your channel to do will be listed in these little boxes. So when Molly goes and looks at live streaming, it's going to be red, and it's going to say your live streaming is suspended because of, and you can click this little thing, more information, and it'll take her to her strikes. Okay. Inside those strikes, she can click it, she can read it, it'll tell her all the information, it'll link to Google support posts, it'll give her everything she needs. You can just click and link and link and link and read as much as you want to read so that you get fully explained everything you can and can't do. YouTube tries to do everything in their power to give people like myself and every other YouTuber out there that wants to follow the rules and wants to not have their channel taken away. All that data is there. You have to go read it though. YouTube is not going to force it in your face. They're not going to be you're not a 2-year-old and they're not your mama. They're not going to sit there and force you to like sign this thing. Now they do when you get the strike. But I mean, they're not going to force you to sit there and sign all of this extra stuff, just the initial strike page. She's got 2 strikes. Now, I'll just say it this way. Until her main channel is relieved of live streaming, she cannot go on other panels like this. She can't call a phone and be put on speakerphone and sit and talk. You know what I'm saying? She can't do this stuff. It's just a rule. It's literal ban evasion. And she knows it. How do you know she knows it? At the beginning of this, she told you that she could stream on her secondary channel. So if I'm wrong, why hasn't she streamed on her secondary channel? Because she thinks that if she streams on her secondary channel, YouTube's going to notice right away and they're going to come in and get her. But if she streams over here, someone would have to report her and someone would have to get people to go out and tag team YouTube and go underneath the post and tag team YouTube a bunch for her to be found out. So she's trying to skirt the rules like she always does. Fact. That is a fact. So someone would say, well, what if her live streaming is back and that's why she's doing this? Again, you can go to the Google support page and look it up, but there is a certain amount of days that she's down for that second strike. And whatever that tells her she can't do it on any channel, not her own, not someone else's. Let's see. So there was somebody that this happened to a long time ago, and I can't remember who it was. And we've seen so many people get banned for this. Yes, we've seen it. Again, though, it takes them being reported effectively. When you tag team YouTube, they're going to write you back and they're going to give you a forum link to go. You've got to go to that forum link. You've got to fill out the paper. If that would happen, she's banking on the fact that no one's going to do that. And she knows, because I'm not going to do it. It has to be the audience. You know, it has to be people out there. They have to actually do these things if they want, you know, the rules to be held. And it's so hard. It is. I'm not blaming any of you. It's hard to do. A lot of people, they barely have time to watch. How in the world are they going to organize to go out to Twitter or somewhere else and get enough creators to share it, enough people following them to go in and tag it, right, to get the attention? It's work. That's what makes her comfortable to go on these panels, in my opinion, right? She said, I believe on this clip of Heels 3 months, says Safari Dream. Here's the deal. 3 months is the length of the strikes. So in the next 3 months, if she gets another strike, she's gone off the platform. Though, it really depends on several factors to how many days she can't live stream. A long time ago, when we got a strike, we had 30 days where we could not stream. And that's when none of us could go appear on someone else's panel. None of us could stream on a different channel for that entire 30 days. When you get a strike, you got 3 month strike. But for the first 30 days, you can't stream. And I believe your second strike is where you can't stream or you can't upload. Now, that's the old rules. They changed those rules a year or 2 or 3 ago so that we wouldn't be down for 30 days. We would be down for either 7 or 14. I forget what it is, but it's like 14 or 21 days when you get 2 strikes. You know, each strike you're going to get a little more time added is how I think it works. So let's say she got a warning strike, and then the second strike, she might be down for 10 days. But if the first strike wasn't a warning strike because of the severity of the strike, maybe she's going to be down for 2 strikes, which could be a month, right? That's the thing. And none of the time frames I'm giving are going to be right. It's just that's how it works, right? However much time she was given down for the first strike, the second strike is going to make her down even longer. But the point is, it doesn't matter. We know that at least 7 days factually is the shortest amount of time you're going to get knocked down. That's the shortest amount of time. She went that day and streamed on other channels. And it's been every day, hasn't it, Navy? Every day she's been on another channel, right?
As far as I know, she's been on a couple different ones. Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. Okay, let's keep hearing this.
They ask, does that mean that she can't go live? She can go live. She's choosing not to. Yes.
So Jilly is saying, so can you not go live? She can't go live, or are you just choosing not to? She physically can't go live on her main channel. It won't work. She can go live on her other channel or your channel, but she will get banned for doing it. That's why no one does it. I don't know why Molly's doing it, but that's the news. Go ahead, Jilly.
Other things to worry about than YouTube.
She does not have other things to worry about than YouTube. We're talking about Molly GOLIGHTLY. Everything that's ever happened in this woman's life, she has streamed. There has been nothing that stopped her from streaming. I can't think of anything. There could be nuclear bombs falling down outside and she would still stream, I swear. No. Hey, House of Williams, how are you? Good to see you.
No, I'm doing this.
House of Williams, I'd like to offer an invitation. The House of Williams, here in about a week, when things calm down on a weekend, I will reach out to House of Williams, invite House of Williams on. Now, here's what I'll do. I will get, and this is up, House of Williams does not have to do this, okay? I'm just telling you that right now. It's going to be her option. I will get every question you want me to ask, every issue you want to hear from House of Williams. Okay. And I will give her a fair but strict interview if she's okay with it. And if she does say that that's okay, like I said, I'll reach out to her in about a week after I have some time. Because like I said, I am getting physical therapy right now and some other things are going on. But anyway, it's not that I'm not going to stream. It's that I need to have time to really understand everything. A lot of things that I don't know about. And I will do I will study for it. I'll get it all ready. And that way everyone can have every one of their issues on the table. All the questions asked. What House of Williams is going to do about A, B, or C, and how she feels about A, B, or C, and why it's not this, why it's not that. And if Navy, would you want to participate if House of Williams would do this?
Yeah, if she's okay with having me on, I'll participate. Yep.
She's going to steal your lawnmower? I know, but I will lock it. In fact, I'll give her a lawnmower. Why not? I'm just kidding. Hey, Menace, we got to get you freaking hooked up, bro. You got to get a hold of me in the next couple days. I'm just saying there has to be a way for us to handle everything. There has to be a way for us to, this is kind of like new. It's kind of new because what we have is someone that's been criticized as someone that's helped Molly and been there for several things. And they have left that group, but they've also decided that they're going to talk. They're going to be upfront. They're not going to do what Molly does where they cower and run and play games and lie. Just like we saw on Queen Bee's panel. House of Williams disagrees on this, but is going to hold her opinion. Everyone else is still holding the opinion that they're mad about it. And we're just going to have to, I think the best manner of handling things is to talk. It's to ask questions. It's to understand each other. And that way people can choose to feel however they want to feel. And I can tell you how I feel in front of House of Williams. These things I think would help. I think it's something that should take time. I think it's something that should be planned for. And people like Nonsense, other people out there that might know, have a lot of issues or a lot of problems, they could, of course, be welcome to come if they want. If they don't want to come, they are at least welcome to give as many questions, as many points, and many things to ask. Like, these are the ways I think we should handle things. Of course, it's going to take the whole community, brainstorming, the whole community expressing how they feel about it, because we're not just 100, 1,000, 10,000 people. We're a lot of people in this community, a lot of active people. Some of them don't like us, some of them do, and everyone has their own feelings about each other. This is one of the craziest things about our community. Oh my God, did somebody send me a Cash App? Because if they did, I'm about to start dancing, because I'm running low. Thank you, whoever did it. Thank you so much. And if you do donate, make sure you tag us. And if you want to say something, I'll read it out loud. I just don't want to read it from the payment thing and then read the wrong person's name or something. So if you want me to shout out something when you donate, put it in chat. We will do it, okay? But thank you. Anyway, Navy, talk to me about that for 2 seconds, right? Because what I want to do is handle everybody's issues. We want to put everything up front, right?
Right.
That way people can choose.
Yes, sir. And the thing is that while I applaud certain things that House of Williams is doing now, like certain aspects, there is still a lot of other issues that people have, and you cannot just magically go away from it. So if they're willing to come on and she's willing to come on and chat, that you're going to have to ask the tough questions.
We have now the update from the Kashkurnan family organization on Monkey, so we will be looking at that right after this video, the full update. Freedom, thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are so supportive. I love you. I love it. So yes, exactly. Because look, the best way for us to handle anything is for all of us to say how we feel and tell people what we want, what we don't want. That's what criticism is. And before we should be able to criticize anyone outside of our community, we should always be able to criticize inside of our community. But the thing I think that we have to separate our community from others is that when we criticize each other, we don't fight or attack or go at each other's throats or whatever, right? When we have an issue, we sit down and talk. We broadcast it. We show the audience, look, we can handle this stuff, right? And that way there's no drama and there obviously isn't going to be any bullying. There's not going to be any hate. It's all going to be like, oh, good. I'm glad you criticized this. I'm glad you have this issue. I'm glad you verbalized it, because now we're going to handle it And after we've handled it, the community will be better for it. That's what I think we should try to do. And I know I sound a little cheesy or corny, but it is a little strange being in a community that where so many people are so, let's say, active to want things to be better, right? And we have been in that situation before with fraud raisers, but this is bigger than a fraud raiser, right? This is way bigger than one fraud raiser, because every lie that's being told, every thing that's put out there to divert, even this little thing right here where Molly's trying to convince everybody that it's not that bad and her channel's not, she's allowed to do that. It's a scam. It's a scam for money. She's saying these things because she doesn't want her audience to believe that the strikes she got were for hate speech. If she convinces people, oh, I can still go live, I'm just choosing not to, they're going to go read YouTube's rules and they're going to say to themselves, oh, well, then Molly must be telling the truth about them not being hate speech strikes, because we know that right here, hate speech strikes are going to put you down and she wouldn't be allowed to be on panel. She wouldn't be allowed to be on her own channel, right? So it must not be hate speech because she's on Jilly Bean's channel. That is what's happening, and all of that's done so that she convinces the inner patrons to keep giving. Because she knows if she goes to them and says, yeah, Unirock's right, nonsense is right, the whole community, heels in the air is right. I was speaking some incredibly horrible hate speech against people. I was threatening people and doxing people, and YouTube gave me 2 strikes for it, and my channel's about to go down. She knows these people would go find a different YouTuber to support. Or at least she's worried about that. So all of this is an attempt, in my opinion, to just keep the grift going, right? And Molly always said that if something like this happened, Navy, didn't she say she'd just take off because YouTube doesn't matter? I've heard that out of her mouth several times, right? Okay, let's get through this video because I want to read the update.
This as an experiment. I want to see how the community is gonna. I want to see how the community is gonna react.
Okay, so here it comes, guys. One of the dumbest excuses I've ever heard to try to fool her people like Jilly, the supporters, into believing her. Instead of, I got hate speech strikes and I really messed up, it's, no, I'm choosing not to stream so that I can do an experiment.
That's all. I like it. Exactly. You're like,
you would, Gina. You would.
That, right?
Yeah.
You'd like anything Molly did.
Explain this to me. What is this experiment she's doing? She's trying to starve people with content. Is that what it is? Well, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. She's about to say it. Let's just let her hear it. Let's say it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you want to know something? My supporters still support me.
There it is. Isn't it funny? She's talking about her experiment, and one of the first things out of her mouth is, but my supporters are still going to support me. Oh man, it's almost like you're doing all of this just to make them supporters keep supporting you.
I'm getting new Patreons every single day.
I don't believe you. Well, I don't believe they're real. After everything we've heard and everything we've seen in the analytics of Social Blade, the extent that you'll go to try to cover up losing subscribers, the extent that you'll go to try to cover up losing members, the fact that you're being accused of fake members, you're being accused of fake subscribers, you're being accused of bot subscribers, the data on your channel backs up those claims, and then people claim that you actually create Patreon accounts and have them join, because you get the money back later. It's just minus 1%, so who cares? So that it looks like you're gaining. I don't believe you are gaining. I think that's why you don't do this, Molly. You don't buy fake subs. You don't, do fake donations to yourself and all these things, whether you did or you didn't. It looks very much like you did. The data really supports the fact that you did these things. And you don't do that because when people lose the trust that you have a natural channel, that the data on your channel is real, and that you're not doing these things, they're not going to respect your subscriber number anymore. They're not going to respect when a donation comes in. They're not going to respect your Patreon. They're going to think it's all fake, and it's all, because it is, right? If I were you, I would come out and actually show some of your analytics. Actually let people see your analytics for some of these things that you've been accused of, because Molly, I'm sorry. It's looking really bad for you. I'm not even going to go into it really deep right now. I will. I told you guys that I will. go into it, and I will. I'll have a report for you. I'm just going to do it. Like, the strike has definitely messed with her data a little bit. You can understand why. So maybe after her strike's clear. Oh my gosh, did somebody else donate to me? Because if they did, I'm going to jump up and down and bang my head against the wall, and then I'm gonna go hire a cat. I'm gonna hire a cat. Oh, hold on. I need a cat anyway. You know what I did today? Found a homeless cat. Not really homeless. He's this little hobo. You ever met a hobo cat? A hobo cat is a cat that's really pretty and really nice to humans. And it goes door to door to door in a neighborhood, and it goes into the house of one person for like a day, or maybe it'll stay at this person's house for like a day and a half, but it always goes outside and then goes to the next house, and it kind of goes up and manipulates people. It'll make them pet them, and it'll sleep on them, and it'll do little cute things to them so that they'll always open their door. Right? It knows how to manipulate people to get in their house so that it can eat all of their food, drink all the milk, and then head out the back door, go have a cat party out in the woods, and then find another house. I want this cat. It is so pretty, but he's such a wild thing. I have recordings of him, and I'll put it in one of my uploads here really soon, or I'll do a short with him in it. But yeah, he's such a cute cat, and I'm about to go hire one because y'all, I think I got enough donations coming. I'm gonna go hire him. I'm gonna pick him up. I'm going to take him home, I'm going to get him to the vet, and I'm going to see if I can employ him in my stream or something.
Every single day.
Because Gus passed away, so we need a replacement for Gus.
So,
and I like to say I had a few people reach out to me, and they say that, that they do want to talk to you, and they want to, like,
So this is where it gets really weird, y'all. So just get ready, because I don't even know how to break this one down for you. You're going to have to help me in the live chat, because it's about to get weird, Navy.
Absolutely.
So basically what Jilly is saying is that there are people out there that want Molly to be her life coach, and they want to get a hold of her. It's most likely some of the actual patrons that she does have, because we know people that are a patron to Molly. They have access to everything on that patron. And that patron does not have Molly's phone number in it. How do we know? Because someone looked. So this clip, and you'll understand why someone went and looked for that. You'll understand why in a second. Jilly's like, these people want to call you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's taking calls.
Be busy, guys.
I love this right here because it's so true. Hate speech. The hate speech life coach. The hate speech life coach.
All bullshit. And you want to know something?
Yes, I want to know something.
You want to clip something?
Yes, I'd love to clip something.
I have to, and I don't want anyone to be mad at me, but I have to give a thumbs up to friggin' Savage. Still bitch, but thumbs up to Savage for sticking up for what's right.
What did Savage do, Navy? What is she talking about?
I believe she's referring to when Savage and House of Williams had it out a little bit on Queen Bee's channel.
Oh, anyone in the chat know the details of what? Yeah, it was a name drop. Yeah, gosh, name drop right there. Anyone know the details of this? If you know the details, type it in the chat. I mean, she looks hot. She does look like she's generating a lot of heat with that donut. That's true. Go ahead, Navy.
Oh, she's maintaining it inside that fucking trash bag she's wearing. So from what I understand, she went on and she started going hard at Mallory, right?
Yeah, but I know
bashed her a little bit, but also was calling out why don't you explain this? Why don't you explain that? And it was kind of like getting real aggressive.
Okay, why are people saying that Savage trans bashed Mallory?
That I don't know. I didn't hear.
That's what I'm trying to get from the chat. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get from the chat there. Oh, Savage. Oh, okay. So Savage used House of Williams' dead name. Okay. Why would that? That just seems really not. I don't get it. What's the point in doing that? It's kind of a dox. Kalula says Savage. So hold on a minute. Is that why Molly is like name dropping Savage?
Sounds like it. Yeah. Apparently, Savage was
She
a little.
said it over and over, trying to be
time.
disrespectful. See, that's not right. I don't get it. You know, like I always say, like I know there are people out there that don't want to use certain pronouns. I know that that is a thing, and I can understand that they have their own free speech and they can do that, but I don't understand doing that though. Because if I go on a show and I say I'm unirock, I don't expect them to come at me going Jason Smith, Jason Smith, Jason Smith, just trying to be disrespectful, even though it's not really that disrespectful, but it's the same concept. Now, the thing about Mallory is that with me, there's no emotional weight carried in them doing that to me, whereas there is when it comes to House of Williams, right? That's why would you want to be mean? If you're criticizing somebody, why do you want to yell and scream and be mean? I don't get it. You know, you're not going to get anything accomplished.
Well,
Savage came in with a friend. I have no.
She was not sober at the time.
Okay. Savage came in with a friend. I have no clue what they were screaming. Ignorance was all that they proved. She said it was Mal's government name, which is not. You don't. That's the thing. Why are you going to dox Mal's government name on a live stream? What's the point? What's the point of doxing her like that? Just because you're mad at her? How's that going to accomplish anything? How does it accomplish? Here's the thing, and this is where I think some people are maybe too invested in the story, or they're too invested in what's going on, and then they get carried away. We have to maintain some form of ethics, as in journalistic ethics. And I know it's going to sound crazy to say this out loud here, but we are broadcasting. We aren't news reporters. We're not trained in the ethics of Now, the ethics of broadcasting basically are concept of morals and ethics that apply when you are broadcasting to many people, so that you can transfer the information and the point of what you're saying without insulting large groups of people, putting down large groups of people. And that's why the ethics of journalism, ethics of broadcasting, ethics in media exists. Okay. Now, that's why you see journalists go to college. It's why actors typically go to college, and people in the media, other forms of media, have either training or go to college or do some form of training, so that they know that, you know, there are certain things you're going to have to do if you want to put yourself in a broadcasting position. This is the confusing thing when it comes to YouTube, because we're just people. We're just people pushing play on a phone. Now, when you're pushing play on a phone and you don't have a studio set up like I do, sometimes it helps you get carried in without considering ethics, the ethics of the show. Now, the problem is, I always try to get people to understand, yes, the ethics of the show are very much concerned on other people, but there is a massively selfish reason for you to understand the ethics of broadcasting, at least to a simple degree, and understand the basics of it, because it protects you. It protects your show. It maintains your respectability. It allows you not to go to those places, or it allows you to have your mind check itself due to the training, due to the study. If you're not getting a degree, you can still study it, because it's like if you get put into a position where you're a mechanic, you're working on your own car, you still have to go in and study the basics of what you need to do to be able to fix that car. And even though everything is mechanical, in the same way, the education that you're giving, this basis of the education of the engine or the specific car you're fixing, you have to have that. You have to go in and give yourself that, or else you're going to fail at what you're trying to do, or you're going to mess it up worse. It's the same concept when it comes to broadcasting. So what I think we have are too many people whose shows have evolved, and it's not a bad thing, but a lot of people have had their shows evolve into something that's bigger than what it was originally, but they haven't carried themselves in that consideration, and they get themselves into a position like this. But either way, it's wrong. I don't listen. If I have you on and you're a different religion than me, or if you're a different whatever you're different from me from, I'm going to respect you there. as much as I can without disrespecting myself, my show, or whatever, and have this basic respect, because without that basic respect, nothing can be accomplished. What do you accomplish by having attacking someone based on who they are? Like if I was to bring on a Muslim, and I'm not a Muslim, and then I was to sit here and try to just bash them and bash them and bash them, there's nothing that's accomplished other than showing that I am a very nasty person. Whereas, even if I have issues with what they do, if I criticized them, if I discussed it with them without that level of animosity or whatever, there could be an understanding, and there could be maybe you'll walk away from it, both sides understanding each other a little more and being able to accomplish something. I know, long speech, but I had to get it out.
Being a two-faced bitch. Because you want to not know something? There's one thing that I can respect.
What? The trans bashing, the dead naming, which is it? Because I'm sorry, that's the one thing that's been exposed here. And no, I like I said, I may not agree with the lifestyles of many people based on my religion or based on my life, how I live, but I respect their freedom to be able to be that religion, their freedom to have that lifestyle, if it's not hurting other people, okay? So I don't understand this. I don't get this. And I think that's why Molly is so happy about it. If I get other people coming in and trans bashing somebody, dead naming somebody, or whatever disrespectful thing that happened, now it makes her look better because she's saying there are other people out there like me. There's other people out there that did what I did. And that's what I think Molly is taking advantage of here. What are you thinking, Navy? I don't want to miss you on this one. What do you think? I know it's a hard topic, but
I think, I don't know. It's just all sick, right? The thing is that that's a problem with people like Jilly Bean, whatever her damn name is. That she's just doing this because she wants to be on YouTube. Apparently, I've heard things about her trying to do this before, and it didn't get her channel off the ground. And now this is the perfect opportunity for her to do this. And it's not because she thinks Molly's right or that Molly got it's not going to work. Yeah,
it's not going to work. This is the thing, man. There's no shortcut to YouTube. The only shortcut you're going to get to YouTube is if you actually do something that other people like to see. That's your shortcut. Yeah, you could start on YouTube and you could blow up like PewDiePie. It's probably not going to happen, y'all. But I mean, maybe you'll blow up a little bit. Maybe you'll actually get a little bit of a following. That's only if you're doing something entertaining. Sitting here simping to Molly, who's going to respect you for that? Nobody. So it's not going to do anything for you. They want to see you. Like, people are going to come to you so that they can look up to Molly through you. I don't understand it.
I can't stand that motherfucker. Being a two-faced bitch.
So who's being two-faced? Who is being two-faced? I don't understand this clip. Molly is saying House of Williams is being two-faced. I did what I saw.
That's what I think. Yeah, that's what I get.
I never saw House of Williams be two-faced though in this whole situation. If House of Williams would have got up on the panel and agreed with everybody, I could see Molly's argument. Oh, she's agreeing with everything everyone's saying, trying to kiss their butts and get them on her side. She's two-faced. But all of us know, all of us in our community right now know that it didn't happen. Because a lot of people have been criticizing Mao for the things that Mao didn't relent on, if you get what I'm saying, right? There are still, like, Bad Apple. I want to watch some of Bad Apple's stuff too, because I want to understand Bad Apple's arguments. Everybody knows I started watching Mao when it came to the first visit Mao had with Molly, I think, or maybe it was when she met Molly out somewhere. It was not the first time she met her, but it was the first time that I'd seen her meet Molly was in a field. And then I saw House of Williams go to Molly's home, and then St. Jude's, right? Or maybe I got that out of order. Maybe it was St. Jude's, then she went there. But either way, that's what I've seen. So there is a lot before that I'm missing, right?
I love the fact that when I had people coming to me saying, you know what? I hate that Molly go fucking lightly, bitch. But at least she's not fucking, but Mallory, but you can't be fake.
Okay. So this does back up what I've been seeing, which is I've seen Molly's videos where she was bashing Mao, leading up to the one that got banned, being shared in a lot of places that you wouldn't expect it to be shared. Remember that, Navy?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it being shared
Pretty
in like
crazy.
some places that are pretty transphobic with everything they write and do. Now she's saying that she's got these people coming to her like, look, I hate you, but you really trans bash that person. I mean, it kind of makes sense, Molly. It's kind of backing up the fact that there were a few subreddits, or not subreddits, but maybe it was like message boards where your video is going around as a, look at this woman just laying it on this, just trans bashing this woman and not getting in trouble for it and getting away with it and all that. So
I believe Savage's exact words were, "Fuck you, Molly, you fucking bitch." I could be wrong.
Sounds like Savage.
Don't quote me.
But what I got was a
That sounds like what I've seen from Savage.
strike.
Am I wrong? Oh, House of Williams says, I've never been the type of person that others can easily pressure into moving from left to right, backwards for words, or forwards. I don't feel it's in order. House of Williams, that's why I want to talk to you. Here in about a week or so, whenever things have calmed down a little bit, I want to get you on and talk to you if you're willing, because what I think we should do is actually discuss things instead of having an argument or a pressured demand, right? If we understand what people's issue really is, maybe then you can say, oh, I didn't see it from that perspective. Now, in the same respect, though, you could say, no, this is what I did. This is how I did it. And then people can say, oh, I never saw it from that perspective. So that's what I'm trying to say. I think that there is people in the audience out there where there's like 50% of people that are like, I'm really happy what Mal's doing. And let's see how Mal, let's watch and see how this goes. And then there's another 50% that are like, no, I can't let myself even go that far, which saying, you know, I want to see where Mal takes this. I want to see where this goes. Isn't this big movement from where people already are. It's a very small step to say, well, you've actually come out and done some things to take down a video and listen to people's criticism. So I'm going to show that that's appreciated by stepping over and saying, let's see where it goes. The problem is there's some people out there that are so angry due to some things, and I don't understand those things yet. I'm still working on looking at the community and seeing what it is so many other people are hung up on. And that's what I think is going to take me a few days to really understand things. But in the end, what do we want for our community? Do we want to say that someone that stepped away from what Molly has built, this construction that her and JLR and Betty took? I don't know how involved Olivia was in the beginning. From my understanding, correct me please in the chat if I'm wrong, Olivia came in later. Do you know, Navy, was Olivia there in the very beginning like JLR and Betty, or did she come in later?
She was with, as far as I know, from what I remember, she was doing a lot of camera work for Betty. So she was there. You may have not seen her, but she was there doing like the work in the background and stuff like that. But I don't know how early on she was there.
Kashkanon once is saying, is Monkey's video down? I don't know what she means, Navy. If you know, type to her. Molly is toxic, as is Dolly. Bad apples, says Pia. Olivia came during the Gabby case. Yeah, but I think that's where Mallory came in too. And I know that at least JLR and Betty had been doing what they had been doing before that. Now, I think they might have met Molly at the Petito case. But I do know that JLR and Betty were like this little team up going on. And if I'm wrong, again, correct me. And then Molly came in and she brought other people in this whole... It seemed to me JLR... Again, I am only 30% in to putting out my video, but it seems like JLR was a initial force in... Because he was doing this tragedy pimping stuff years before other people, and he had literally created... There are videos I've found of this guy, or posts I've found of this guy, basically talking about an initial structure of what turned into tragedy pimping. You know, and another thing about JLR, maybe people don't know, it was originally JLR and BHB, MG and Olivia met them there. That's what I thought, Safari. But originally, JLR was one of the first people to use the early internet to do some type of, what was it, Navy? An email scam or a phone scam?
He would do, it was stealing identities, and he would do, I think it was an email scam.
Oh yeah, email scam, and then
for banking account information, so you could walk into a bank and drain someone's account.
Exactly, and he got a lot of time for that because it was very intrusive. It was a very criminal thing to do to people. So yeah, he's known to be a starter of ideas that can be used in spaces that manipulate people into giving him money. And JLR found on YouTube and in these tragedy cases, he found an entry to where enough people would be distracted by the severity of this issue that they wouldn't be looking at JLR's past behavior and past, crimes against people to judge him, and they would just take the information he gave on face value. Not that being distracted by a tragedy means that you're a bad person. No, it means that you are so invested, you care so much, and you're so distraught over a family similar to yours, or a person similar to someone you know, or you're even yourself experiencing this extreme, horrible act. And that's why someone who is willing to tragedy pimp in that way is taking an extreme step. It's an extreme manipulation. So this is a complex issue. That's why we're really trying to get to the bottom of how it all started, how it was brought together, and the main avenues of manipulation, so that in understanding that, we might be able to catch on earlier, and like we did with fraud raisers, catch on earlier. And hey, Cherie, thank you so much. If we do catch on earlier and we do have the structure of how these scams are manipulating people, then we very much could maybe stop them earlier, or do what we did with the entire Q investigation we did, and help the social media platforms understand what it is that's happening. Because in that situation, they had disguised a scam behind a political view. So people were saying, no, you can't silence my political speech. But in reality, they were just scamming people with lies. YouTube had to come in and ban an entire community, millions and millions of subscribers. And that probably isn't going to happen in this space. But what I hope we can do is provide YouTube with enough information to show that this is on purpose. It's on purpose. It is a complete and utter scam, just like every other internet scam that's out there. And it has an intent behind it. They choose this tragedy. This is how we're going to go in and manipulate these people with some lie, or with some information, some false information that will cause them to give us money. So anyway, let's hit this real quick. So the suspect in the Vaughn case found fit to proceed after 4 months in custody. So Sandra Wandra will be transferred back to Payette County custody. There they are. Woman charged in connection to the case of the missing Michael Monkey Vaughn out of Fruitland has now been found fit to continue with court proceedings, which is very good, isn't it, Navy? Because they're basically saying I wasn't mentally fit to be charged, but they found that she was, is what I'm understanding.
Exactly. Now she's going to go stand trial like anybody else.
There you go. That is good. So Wandra has been in custody of the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare since a mental health evaluation in mid-November found her incompetent. Status conferences have been held each month since then. On Monday morning, mental health officials and the judge agreed the defendant is now competent to proceed. Karen Lair says, the case out of Fruitland, the woman charged in connection with the case, Wandra, has now been found fit to proceed. She will be held on a $500,000 bond. I hope it's not 10%. And transferred back to Payette County. And for the record, the examiner states, with a reasonable degree of psychological certainty, Miss Wandra now meets the requirements of the justice standard and is fit to proceed, Judge Robert L. Jackson said. Wandra will now be transferred back to the county custody and held on the $500K bond that was set upon her original arrest. She was arrested November 12th and accused of failing to report the passing of Michael Vaughn, who was 5 years old when he went missing from his family's Fruitland home on July 27th of 2021. Look at how much time goes by. Look at how much time goes by. It's so sad. So sad. Officials spent more than a week in November evacuating Wandra's backyard. Investigators said they were confident the Vaughn's remains would be found on the Fruit Loom property after receiving what they called a credible tip from somebody who lived in the home. They did not discover any remains. At a press conference at December 1st, Police Chief J.D. Huff said authorities believed Vaughn was abducted. It happened, buried on the Red Wing Saint property, and then moved. Oh, moved later. Wow. How sick do you have to be, man? Fruitland police said they believe 3 other individuals have information regarding Vaughn's passing and disappearance. No other charges have been filed in the case. Wandra has a status conference scheduled April 17th, about a few weeks away, with preliminary hearings set for April 18th. This is a success. This is good. This is good news. And of course, all of our prayers and you know, I can't comprehend. It's hard to even put words, but we definitely we hope the best outcome for the family, basically.
To make it clear.
Yeah, so tragic, so tragic. So it's hard to understand. It's hard to fathom. That's that thing I've been talking about. It's why scamming, lying, manipulating, bad information, Betty misses bad information when it comes to covering a case, lying, getting all of her information debunked as she put out on these cases, right? This bad information and this scamming attached to these scenarios is beyond sick, beyond evil. It's another level of evil. It's another level of scam. It's another level of sick. I hate it.
So that everyone in the chat knows, I got a strike.
Definitely prayers for Monkey's family. Definitely Kashgrin on you.
It'll stay on there for 3 months.
All right, she's getting a little more detail here. Let's hear this part.
Everyone in the chat, strike. To make it clear, what I got was strike.
A strike. No, you got 2 strikes. We have the reports. We have them. Official reports from Team YouTube that you have 2 hate speech strikes. I have no clue how they only gave you 2. You did what you did in like 7 videos. It's mind-boggling. I am losing faith in this platform again. I've never seen this before. This is another twist in this story, another turn. I've watched so many people lose their platforms for things like what Molly does. I mean, I could go over so many things. Doxing alone. This woman gets away with 2 strikes after a week of not only doxing, not only drug use, but hate speech and all that. And speaking of which, this is the last thing we're playing because we've got to get to this video breakdown.
To make it clear, so that everyone in the chat knows, I got a strike. It'll stay on there for 3 months. This is like my...
You got a strike. It'll be there for 3 months. We know you got 2 strikes. So I think she's just lying, isn't she, Navy? We've seen so many different people submit the report. It showed 2 strikes.
It showed 2 strikes, and then what she is doing is helping to perpetuate this aspect of why she got struck. I don't know if she explains why in this one, or if she's going to keep with the whole music thing that was pushed out by Perplexed QT. But she is 100% lying the whole time, and she's trying to mitigate what's happening and lie to her subs about how bad this actually is.
How does someone like this get away with this? Like, it's so insane. This alone should be turned into Team YouTube, not even just because she's up there ban evading streaming on these like a new channel that basically Jilly Bean, who has no YouTube channel, has been approached by Molly, told to make a channel, told to have Molly come on, and then they do this. So this is the same thing as Molly. Molly talking someone into getting a channel up so that she can stream on it is the same as Molly making a new channel and streaming on it. I don't know how Molly doesn't see this. She lies and says she's got 1 strike. not 2. She does this because she knows that if she has 2 strikes, it proves beyond any shadow of a doubt that she doesn't just have a warning. Pug says, love you, don't tell Navy, lol. I won't, Pugs. Love you too. But like I'm saying, if she can lie down to 1 strike, then she could lie and say, it's a warning strike. 1 strike is a warning strike. So that's why I'm allowed to stream, because I only have 1. Well, we know you got 2. We know you can't stream. You admitted it. If you only have 1 strike on your main channel, why aren't you streaming there? Why aren't you would still be streaming if you got 1 and it was a warning and you weren't able to. You admitting that you are unable to stream at the beginning of this proves that you're lying here. And you just show how much you disrespect these people. They support you. You could just choose not to tell them things. Instead, you go and you try to convince them of lies and then tell them so that you can keep supporting me. Because if it's a choice that Molly's not streaming, but she's still life coaching, no one's going to leave her Patreon. People are going to still send her money. Well, thank you for life coaching me today for 10 minutes. Here's my super chat. Here's my Cash App, right?
16th strike. That's not a big deal.
It is a big deal. It's a hate speech strike, for God's sakes. It's a hate speech strike. House of Williams does have a legal case against YouTube and you. In honor of all vets, you need. Thank you, Eminem. We appreciate you. Very kind.
Thank you. Thank you, Eminem, very much.
But do you understand this, man? Like, her sitting here and getting away with, it's not that she just did something to House of Williams. We all saw what she did over a period of many videos. Doxing, harassing, sending people, showing her house, all this stuff. Like, YouTube would normally strike Molly off the network to legally protect them. If they strike Molly down, then whoever that used YouTube to do these things to a person, doesn't have to be House of Williams. In any situation like this, someone has wielded YouTube as the medium, as the weapon to unleash a lot of harassment, lies, defamation, depression, all these things onto someone else. So what is, and by breaking the rules, that's the main thing. So YouTube not coming in to enforce the rules now is opening them up for legal intervention. And also, Molly already is opened up for legal intervention from House of Williams, from nonsense, from many other people. I'm not going to go into it, but it's just true. Thanks for fighting for the truth and encouraging open dialogue every time, anytime, every time, all the time. And thank you for your support. Appreciate you. Let's get this done. I mean, right here is the proof. Right here is the proof. Now, here's the other thing, guys. What's crazy to me is they usually, when they strike a video, if it's a long live stream, if let's say you have several instances of breaking rules, you can get many strikes for one single video. That's true, Jessica. She wouldn't life coach her way out of a wet paper bag. The first strike will get a channel frozen for a week. Users won't be able to upload or stream any new content to YouTube. Just like before, that strike will expire after 90 days. The second strike within a 90-day period will result in a 2-week upload freeze. There it is. There it is. So right now, the rules have changed to where it's 1 week for the first strike, 2 weeks for the second strike. So there it is, right there. And that happened in 19, just like I said a few years ago. I just didn't know the exact numbers. I love the music.
But neither of my channels have gone down.
Neither of your channels have gone down. Well, that's the thing. That's what makes me lose faith in this platform. And if I were a person that you had come after, is when she came after me, she used YouTube to do a live stream where she told her audience, where there was like 2,000 people watching, 2,000 people watching her, and told them to find me, go after me, that she wanted all the information out there on me, you know, to watch me. They said that they knew where I live and there would be people watching and recording us and shit like that, okay? And after she did that, she deleted the video, as all of you know. You have a great channel, Uni. You and Navy make a great team. When he's on your panel, thanks for both serving the country. Well, hey, thank you very much. And man, I'm going to throw Navy a couple donos now, because he's a reason for a bunch of these donos. Dang it. I'm just playing.
Thank y'all very much. I'm just glad you let me up here, Bo. It's a lot of fun.
Hey, you and anyone that's you know, able to be, you know, have that radio voice and their good, you know, presence and opinion for the audience, you know it, man. And like I've always said it to you, man, you'd be really good at this stuff. So we always hope one day you'll get started and we can blow you up and get you, you know, as many people as possible over there. So here's my thing here. Like I said, when she came after me, she deleted the video and there was a huge amount of harassment. And then she threatened to sue me. She went on her channel and straight said she was suing me. And I responded like I told you I responded. So I let it go when Molly let it go. Because again, I don't typically do that. But the second time and third and fourth and fifth time that she's tried to throw people at me, and all these times that she's like instigated all this stuff towards me, and then getting up there and claiming to sue again, that's when I said, no, fine, let's do it. Because I'm sick of this. I'm sick of you threatening this at me. And then your people are convinced that because you're claiming to be suing me, they're going to come over and just completely try to dox me and threaten me and send me things. And let's just go ahead and get this over with. But here's the deal. What happened to me is minor compared to what happened to many other people. And I've always encouraged Dre. You can go, you know, listen to the video where Dre had decided to come out and say the things she said at the last thing she came out and said about things, which I think was a week and a half, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. I don't remember, but my response was, please sue, please step up. You have the best case out of anyone that's ever existed. And I also feel that way about House of Williams. I think House of Williams has an extreme case against YouTube and Molly. And I think if House of Williams just went and talked to a lawyer and had that lawyer file to Team YouTube or file to YouTube Legal and let them know why do you let these people, Molly, why do you let Molly do this and not receive the repercussions that many other people receive? What is going on that stops you from acting on all of the hate, doxing, harassment that's happened? Is she employed? Does Walter secretly work at YouTube and he's in there like flipping switches and stuff? I mean, what is it that allows Molly to when she breaks the rules on a daily basis a lot of the time, and when in one day she should have 12 different strikes on her channel, how is it that when YouTube finally looks at her channel, it still stays there? That means YouTube, you're backing, you're supporting this. You're basically like, hey, this is fine. And it's incredible. Thanks for being fair and actually listen to all sides. I respect it one hell of a lot. You're a good human. Well, I don't know if I'm a good human or a bad human. I know I try. You know, I'm older. If you would have met me when I was younger, you would have called me a bad person. That's why I didn't broadcast myself on the platform. And, you know, I was worried about my life and everything. And, you know, a little older now, a little wiser. And I just try now. So I hope you're right. I really do hope you're right, because I definitely try. Well, here we go. We have a bunch of videos that have been submitted where people have broken down more of the situation. Now, how I'm going to do this, I'm just going to go ahead, put this thing right about here. Hold on. I got to get this set up for this. Set this up so that we can see what I want to show you. There it is. All right. So instead of me downloading each of these, I'm just going to play them from here. Now here's the deal. I don't know if Navy, let me see, Navy, if I can get this set up so that you can see it before we start here. So if I stream the Molly Go Scammy Room to you, theoretically you should be able to watch this with us. So let me play one after you click it, and yeah, tell me if you can hear this.
Yeah, I can hear it just fine.
All right, perfect. So we're going to watch the smaller version because what we're really watching for is the audio. If I need to make it full screen, we will, but here we go. Here we go. This is from unedited and raw from True Crime. So True Crime, I apologize. The last time I had one of your videos, I didn't even know it was from you. I just thought it was a boosted video, and I apologize. These are raw videos, okay? And it's like True Crime said, and I really appreciate True Crime correcting me very much, and do it every time. True Crime, anyone else, correct me every time. True Crime wants to be sure that these videos show what was broadcasted on YouTube, that they are not edited, okay? So let's take a look at each of these and give it a very close eye, and if I need to blow it up to full screen, we absolutely will. Here we go.
I know. I got you. Okay, calm down. She's serious with your channel right now.
Should I move? What's the matter? What are you doing? Are you doing a thing? You look wonderful.
I mean, for family being in a good attitude should be a good thing. But
I mean, how does Molly even broadcast this video and expect people to believe that she's not doing what she's been? So here's what happened, guys. Another clip of Molly, and typically I would play it, but I'm not trying to be up here for hours. I want to respect your time. She went live on a panel and said that her audience, her subscribers, do not need to look at these videos. There's nothing there. Everyone's lying about her having stuff in her nose. Everyone's lying about them snorting. Everyone's lying about the pills being shared around and distributed. Everybody's lying about all of this. So, of course, the people in the community went out, grabbed the videos, and said, not only is it so bad that you can turn up volume, you can boost audio and really hear what's going on, you don't even need to do that. You can just take what was put on YouTube and you can hear and see it. So that's what we're doing. Let me actually full screen. Let's go ahead and full screen for this. All right.
But, you know, we're on board.
Ryan's having way too much fun.
I submitted my share of complaints. Unfortunately, YouTube is not going to accept and properly explore every complaint that is submitted. There are simply too many, says House of Williams. I do agree. But I think if we just, one of the main things we should do is take the worst things that have happened, and we want Team YouTube to respond to the worst things and say that is either against the rules or you're allowed to do that on this platform. Because in my opinion, that would be the thing that would do it. That would be the thing that would get them. Now, if Molly's right, maybe Molly's right. Maybe we're in an alternative universe and YouTube has changed their rules, completely changed their rules. And Molly is, all the stuff Molly is doing to all these people is just completely normal. It's for the rules, maybe. But if that's true, then that means that YouTube allows doxing and harassment, trans bashing, all the stuff we've seen, scamming, lying, just attacking people to be able to get money out of them, and harassing to the ultimate degree. And the thing is, YouTube is not that kind of platform. YouTube is very strict. You've asked any YouTuber that's been on this platform, they're going to tell you, I have to really be careful. I've got to spend hours going through what I'm going to show. I have to make sure I do not accidentally click a single wrong. I saw a guy his audience trolled him. Okay? This is an extremely popular guy. Brought in hundreds of thousands of dollars every few months. And a horse EP, a horse with this EP out, was put up on his screen for under a quarter of a second. And he got banned. And I have so many stories like that. I always bring back Leafy, a guy that'd been on the platform since early and had 10 million subscribers. I think it was 10 million. And he made millions off YouTube, made millions for YouTube. And he said that this other girl on YouTube was a 2 out of 10 and got perma-banned. Imagine how mad that those guys have to be if they found Molly GOLIGHTLY. They should have their channels back. Yeah.
Agreed. True Crime Dime says, make sure you explain that what we're listening for, this is the card chopping it up on the counter.
This one's the chopping? Okay, hold on. Let me look real quick. True Crime. Thank you. Okay, so this one, it says, you hear Princess cutting up lines. Okay, you're right. This is the chopping of lines.
I know. I got you. Okay, calm down. She's serious with your channel right now.
Should I move?
Okay, so Princess just bent over right where Molly can see, right behind Molly's phone would be here. And what he's doing would be back to the area behind her phone, guaranteeing that it's not going to be on the screen, right? It's a safety measure that it's not going to be on the screen. And of course, Ryan, Molly, and him can see it right in their vision. Now, the people behind them aren't going to see it. It's possible Molly even is just, maybe they're all standing and hunching in a way to block the others from seeing it so they can do it real fast. I don't know.
What's the matter?
Molly, all three of them absolutely know what's going on, though.
What are you doing? Are you
Molly's literally looking over at what Princess is doing.
doing a thing? You look wonderful.
I mean, for family being in a good attitude should be a good thing, but you know, we're all worried.
Ryan's
I mean, for family being in a good attitude should
Grindy, grindy, grind, choppy, choppy, chop.
be a good thing, but you know, we're all worried.
Ryan's having way too much fun.
Having way too much fun. The thing we have to remember, about that clip, all three of them are visually looking at what Princess is doing. We saw Princess pull the pills out of. This clip is directly after he holds up the pill bottle, takes out a pill, right? We watched him do that. Holds up the pill bottle, shows it to Ryan. Ryan says, "Oh my God, dude." What does that say? What is that? Oh my God, dude. And then, of course, we hear the rattling of him dumping the pill out and everything else. We hear the counter. We hear this. Now, this is right after, and we hear crunch, 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 grind, 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 tap, tap, tap. Right? Now after that, you hear Princess snort. Directly after that.
Wait for our hotel, and we had an appointment to take these pictures.
Well, that's because people...
True Condom,
People
this
are
one's
used-
before.
That happened right before?
This video we're watching now is right before the whole crunch and the...
This is before the crunch? Oh, this is a snort before the crunch.
VIP, wait for our hotel, and we had an appointment to take these pictures.
Well, that's because people are used to living in sorrow. People are used to living with troubles, and they really don't have the means to get away from it when it needs be. Because here's the thing: when you
It's very possible Princess got one for himself and did it, and then got one for them done. But
sit and sulk, especially in troubled times, right? It buries a person. Some people,
she really needs to take your advice. I just heard it though.
it buries a person. Some people never make it. It buries a person. Some people never make it out. Never make it out. Some people never buries a person. Some people never make it. Some people never. Some people never.
They're in order: chop up lines, then this one, then the pills.
Oh, okay. So this is the first one. That's what I thought. So this is chop up, then Princess snorts it through a little straw. You can hear it through the straw. So you just let's hear this real quick. This is right when Princess inhales through a circular object.
It buries a person. Some people never make it out. Some people never make it out. Some people.
No, he inhales through a circular object and then leans down. You see his head.
Never make it out.
Like he does it and then he goes and leans over. I don't know if he dropped something and needed to pick it up.
Some people never make
He could have dropped his little thing. He could have knocked something off. But anyway,
it out. And the people who are bashing.
Okay, so he reached over, grabbed something, came back up. Right. Either way. Next, this is Molly doing it.
My sister believes.
I mean, they're not even slick. Now you remember. That night when we broke this video down, after Molly did this, you can see her like, you know what I'm saying? And then she's got it all in her nose.
My mom knows me. She knows me.
It's not even, they're not even slick. They didn't even try to hide it.
Stop. She knows me. Stop. She knows me. Stop. She knows me.
And you know what? And the thing is that I've accepted
Oh yeah, it's so obvious.
the fact that I cannot make any decisions for you. You're all
Oh, look at that. Look at that, dude.
adults, and you're gonna live your life.
And then she's using the camera to look at her nose.
And my job.
The video feed that she has is perfect. Gotta remember, she's looking at a perfect video feed. And that video feed is being compressed, sent through the internet, uncompressed, and shown to you. There are compression artifacts and degradation to the video feed because of it going through the internet to you, and that's why Our feed is not going to look perfect, but you could imagine having a nice phone, take that nice phone, point it at yourself, and open your camera. And you'll see a perfect feed. It'll look completely normal. There's no degradation. There's no blurriness. Blurriness comes from it being compressed, sent through the internet, and uncompressed.
Job is to love you.
No matter what. Really. And I love you too. The same. I love you.
Now, if anyone wants to try to, if any of Molly's little sycophants want to say, well, that could be something different, then go and just watch this video and pause it every time Molly's phone is near her nose. So you can do what we did and literally see it all hanging out of her nose. I want Molly to get help because I believe, and we're going to talk about this right after. We're showing this video so that we can talk about something, okay? No shame, no putting her down. Mods, if someone tries to make fun of her for this or anything, please just tell them to stop. Because as much as it's bad, it is a problem. And it's an addiction. And it's a life-ruining one that I have experience with. I can tell you that. And what she needs to do is get support. Support from her family, from Walter, from her extended family, and she needs to go into a very long rehabilitation program, an internal one, and where she's admitted, not outpatient, inpatient, and she needs to get better and have built a rehabilitation program where, and when she's tempted and triggered into wanting this stuff, she can actually find she could have a structure of instruction and help. Call a sponsor. She can call a family member. She can go to the doctor. You know, she can make sure that she doesn't do this anymore because it is a problem. And it could be not the reason. All of her behaviors are still her behaviors, but it could be a driving force for how she's forgetful and how she's remorseless, how she's nasty and mean to people. Excuse me, dang. I'm drinking all this stuff to flush my liver and everything. It's grapefruit juice, so it's nothing crazy. I ain't like Molly. I ain't doing no tea flush or something. But it's definitely giving me the hiccups.
Graciously did it for me while I was married to
Hold on, wait, take a hit.
fucking heathen.
He's not a
And
heathen.
now he's married
not
to
a heathen.
Now on my stream, we paused it and we saw what was in there, and there's a lot of
My dad was not.
And then we've got, you can hear him chopping it up. True Crime Raw, unedited. Hear Princess chopping up. I don't know if it's the same one from earlier. Maybe not. Maybe it is. Let's see.
Disassociate. It is going to happen. There's no way. Ma, it was always Grandma that brought everybody. It was. He's not a fucking liar. You think John doesn't know? John spends more time here than anybody else. John is the hub. Disassociate. It is going to happen. There's no way. Ma, it was always Grandma that brought everybody.
I'm not sure what that last one is, but we definitely have the cut up and the lines. We've got the snorties. We got the other snorties. So yeah, just so everybody knows, just so it's all there, it's out in the open. That is, there's a lot more there. We have an entire stream where we broke this all down and caught a lot of this on stream. Navy. There's several things we could go into. I just talked about how Molly needs help. We can push that off the board. But that's my hope for Molly, that she does get help. Because I think if she did, she could start fixing her other problems. I think this is a barrier preventing her from fixing the other problems. The tragedy pimping, the need for money, that severe need for money and things like that could all not be fixed, but have a force that's behind it, causing some of the smaller or medium even issues that drive that behavior to maybe have a patch put on it. Maybe to start getting to a place where it's possible for her to stop. Though, if we ask ourselves, why is this very significant when it comes to the Letitia fundraiser? What happened after it? What happened with Dre? Molly and her memory, Molly and acting out in crazy, like just out of her mind kind of ways all the time. Every day it's getting worse and worse and worse, and we can't understand why. How does she lie like this? How does she do this? When you have yourself under the influence of extremely powerful things, it can make that can make you act that way. It can make you act in ways that are even more extreme than what we're seeing. Do you see what I'm saying, Navy? The last one is right after Princess asks Ryan, let's snort it. He's crushing it up. The last one? Okay. Let me just play the audio for it, because I didn't hear that. Still there, Navy? I don't know. I just saying we
I'm here. It was my internet's messing up a little bit, but it's all right.
Oh, okay.
It is gonna happen. There's no way. Ma.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I hear it. I hear it. It's that sound that we caught. The grinding sound that we caught. Definitely.
It is gonna happen. Associate. It is gonna happen. There's no way.
You gotta. I remember when we've caught this, you have to listen behind what he's saying, but you can hear like grinding noise. Yes.
Disassociate. It is gonna happen. There's no way.
Sounds like someone's taking a saw and cutting up a piece of wood, because I think he's taking something, like he's got a dollar bill over it or something. He's taking a credit card and going
and he's doing it like he's smashing it. You can hear him smashing it and then grinding it up.
And smashing, grinding it up, and then chopping into lines. Yeah.
Ma, it was always Grandma that brought everybody. It was. He's not a fucking liar.
Yeah, you got to listen behind his words. Now, we isolated the audio a few days ago, and you could actually take down them talking and hear what's happening in the front. So if you really need to hear it in a very edited, that's the unedited, completely raw version from True Crime. If you go to where we actually we used a compressor and we used a 10-band equalizer so that we could reduce the talking and we could put up the audio in the front, you'll hear it way better. But yes, it's definitely there. So what we're trying to say here is Molly has had to lie about this. This is exactly what she lied about. She's on the panel. She was very worried about her audience seeing these clips from clip channels. She was very worried about her audience seeing channels like mine and others that have explained this and kind of like explained what's going on. But here, I just want to make sure we put a focus on the fact that she does need help, because I'm telling you, I've been through it. It changes your life for the better. And every minute, every year, every section of time afterwards, your life is so good. It's so much better. Things fix themselves, and it's it's like a demon on your back. It's like a monkey on your back. It's like you're always having an influence over you that you make decisions that you typically wouldn't make because you don't have a driving force. And I mean, what does this say about large amounts of money that she's blown through that just disappear, Navy? What about that? It reminds me of when we found... Yeah, go ahead.
It really explains how somebody who makes so much money on YouTube can blow through it and be poor.
It reminds me of Darkside Phil's gambling addiction, because he was bringing in $8,000 to $10,000 of money that was just gone. And he was very much telling his audience what he spent on bills, what he spends money on. And they were like, dude, you're leaving out like $8,000 a month, $5,000 a month. Why? Why are you doing that? And it ended up being a gambling addiction on mobile phone games, but still it was a gambling addiction. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it explains anything, but it definitely gives us a little, it definitely explains when Molly has been out of her mind and we're like, damn, she has to be on something, because she is out of her mind. She is not herself. She is slurring words. She's falling asleep. She's eating and falling asleep, and she's doing all this crazy stuff. I think it goes to, now Molly herself has admitted that she has certain addictions to certain medications. And I really don't think I have to say anything more. I think we kind of said it. I think we put it out. And why? Why would we ever show something like this, Navy? Why would we show that this happened on stream? Why do you think it's good to show this?
Well, partially because people who are still subbing to her, who don't maybe don't know, need to know where their money's going.
Oh.
Right. And two, because like you just said, because when people have these kind of addiction problems, it needs to be brought forward so they can get help. But they have to choose it.
And another reason I'll put out, because she's out there telling people that it's not true. Like, we were just watching a video, reacting to a public video that was put out under fair use in the most respectful way to her rights, to the fact that she put this out, and giving our opinion as we are legally able and have the right to do. And we find this, and we are shocked by it. We can't believe somebody broadcasted themselves doing this, thinking that those measures, do it behind the camera and they won't be able to see it. Yeah, we won't be able to see it, but we'll be able to hear everything. Right? Princess accidentally showing the bottle right before it all happened, hearing everything that happened after, being amplified due to the fact that they did it right next to the camera. They did it right next to the microphone. That's why you got people talking in the background, but you can still hear everything they're doing. And we're shocked by it. We put it out and react to it, and then they call us liars.
And that's the crazy thing is I think the first clip you played or whatever where Ryan gets all excited, even Princess tells him to calm down because she's live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Princess knows.
Look, here's the deal, man. We didn't lie on Molly or Princess or Ryan. We didn't lie on them. We reacted to an extreme... We were reacting to it because we were showing people that Molly, who had presented one situation... Her whole family is meeting because her mother has passed. She's gone. And all these people threw money at her. When that party happened, we're reacting to it and we're going, this isn't people reacting to someone being gone. And it's more the opposite. And Molly, who was sitting there saying, no one in the family's coming to visit her. And they're doing, well, obviously because the people in the family knew that she wasn't on her deathbed. So we're saying these things and reacting to these things like, listen, you can't be telling people this. They're giving you money for the funeral and you're not refunding it when they find out she's not having a funeral and that she's not in this situation. They're mad at you for lying. The entire internet's mad at you for lying. And we discovered this. And now we're called liars. The good news is she doesn't have a big base of people anymore. Most of the people that followed Molly, most of the people that were patrons, most of the people that were out there actually following her have left. And it's not because of me or Navy or the other channels. It's because Molly has broadcasted event after event after event after event that the people paying her just could not keep paying her for. They couldn't keep doing it to themselves. They couldn't keep putting that out there. She's very manipulative. And, you know, I think what we found is that she's going to extreme lengths in her lies and in her behavior because of a driving force that I think we just discovered how bad it is. Because that's not what we just saw, someone doing that with that medicine. I'm telling you, it would probably kill me. It would probably kill me or any of you. Someone who's not used to it even a little bit. That's powerful. That's strong. Like, they don't even give that to you if you're in the hospital. They'll give you like other things. They'll give you that if they think you're in extreme pain. But most of the time they'll give you something else, a lower one. Because we're at the very tippity top of the iceberg here, people. Very dangerous, especially when you're not using it as directed. And it's no wonder that... Where did she do this? Her main channel, didn't she? She deleted it quick, with the quickness. Of course, she deleted it. She not only deleted it because that's in there, she deleted it because that's against terms of service. I mean, that's what I mean by Molly breaks the rules all the time and just always gets away with it. And let me explain. Let's say you had a popular Fortnite YouTuber go to a party. There's all these popular Fortnite YouTubers sitting around a table just like that. The one that's broadcasting sets his camera down, and that exactly happens. He's getting banned. Maybe he gets banned for a few months. Maybe he's perma-banned, but he's getting banned. I'll tell you now. It's in the TOS. It's heavily in the TOS. Whether it's on purpose or an accident that it got shown, I wouldn't even call that a damn accident, Navy. That's not even an accident. That's just straight up not caring.
Yeah, it really is. And she's put herself in this mindset that she can do whatever she wants and people are still going to throw money at her. What's it?
And that's the thing too, when you're under a very extreme addiction where you need lots of money, you typically You'll find people that have been in that position will tell you that they would take sources of money and they would get used very quickly on the addiction against their control, against their decision, against their better judgment, because they needed to do something for that, right? True Crime Dime says, using Princess as her scapegoat to hide her addiction is not okay. She threw him under the bus and used him as her fall guy because it's easy and he's in active addiction. It's not okay. Exactly, True Crime Dime. And Molly, as we've just learned through this video, has been denying being in active addiction for a very long while now, and I don't think she can deny it anymore. You know, when most people get, I always make this comparison. If there are people I know that are in addiction, and if somebody walked up to them, let's say they're in a car and they're using drugs, and somebody walks up and they're like, what are you doing in the car? They look at them and say, get the fuck out of here. I'm doing my shit. They're not gonna lie. I'm not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Molly is very strange. She's very, very manipulative, very deceptive. She will do it right in front of you, as we just saw, then lie to you the next day. And then tell you, don't go watch those other channels. Now, you know what she calls us? You know what she calls us to her patrons? Do you know what she says we are? Junkie channels.
Right.
Everybody knows that a junkie is someone that's a word, a slang used for someone that's addicted to hardcore opiates or hardcore drugs, right? A junkie.
Mm-hmm.
Pill junkie.
And this is the woman that
junkie.
She wants to life coach children. Or
that's
anybody.
The most scariest. That's the scariest part about this. She's a life coach. That's the scariest part. Scariest part. All right. We are almost 2 hours in, guys. I want to make sure that I'm restricting us down to 2 hours so that I can upload you some bangers with some pretty little kitty cats as the background footage. Some pretty little hobo cats as the background footage. We wanted to do an after show tonight and look at KingCobraJFS as well as some other things, but we will do that this week and going into the weekend. Where are we at? It's early. It's a Monday. I just want to thank all of you who have supported us. Thank all of you out there that, well, we do have the Nashville situation. Oh, we've got a clip. So Molly scheduled on her Live with Molly GOLIGHTLY channel. Obviously, since the strikes are on her main channel, she can still go live on Live with Molly GOLIGHTLY. She will just get ban evasion and get deleted from YouTube very quickly if she did. Here are some people in her chat talking. I became a patron after it so much that they are so hateful. I reported a ton of videos afterwards with bullying and hate speech. Obviously, Molly can go live. That's why she set this stream. And these are just weird people that you've never see around. Like who are these people that are in here and saying these things? It makes me think that it's a small group of people logged in with a bunch of sock accounts. That Molly's in there typing all this shit. It's so weird. People are so bored and disgusting. One of her mods. Thank you, whoever subbed. Not the first time Mal has hurt the children, says someone else. No thanks, I don't watch that channel. Hello, Jackie. She admits that she did the reporting. Well, of course. What do you mean? Why is it crazy that the person being trans bashed and hate speeched reports a video? Maybe Molly just shouldn't do that. Maybe she should speak against Mal without doing that. Has that ever crossed any of these people's minds? It's what makes me think that they're just robots, that they're just NPCs. Like, this cannot be real people. I just laugh. If people's lives are that pathetic, I'm just grateful. Wait, you're laughing at yourself being in Molly's chat while she's lying to you, right? While she's manipulating you. Because again, her scheduling a stream, did she go live on her second channel or did she just schedule a stream and then delete it? Oh, she didn't go live, right?
Right. They described it above the video. She did schedule a live. The chat was in there for like 7 minutes, but she never actually went live.
Because she knew.
And she deleted it.
She knew that she would get ban evasion. She did this to try to make her audience think that she could still go live. But again, she obviously didn't do it on the Molly GOLIGHTLY channel. So obviously we were right. You can't go live on that channel. And YouTube doesn't shut your streaming off on the channel that's not struck. The strikes are what shut your streaming off. The rules are what stop you from having your channel get struck down and going to your other channel to go live, not YouTube's system. It backed us up that Molly did this, but you can tell she's lied to her audience somewhere. You know what I mean? Because they're in there like, oh, this proves Molly's telling the truth. Actually, Molly doing that on Live with Molly GOLIGHTLY proves us right, and it proves that Molly's lied. Molly's trying to tell you that she can go live on her main channel. So why in the world does it prove to set up a stream on the Live with Molly GOLIGHTLY channel? Nothing. All right. She is going live on Jilly Bean's channel soon. Molly is going to get herself, again, she's going to end up getting herself banned. I don't want to hear her yelling at me or yelling at Mal or yelling at nonsense or yelling at anyone else when she gets perma-banned, when that ends up being her last strike. Or ban evading. But of course she is. That's the whole reason Jilly Bean's channel exists. You know what I mean? All right, guys. Exactly. I'm going to go out here in a pretty quick fashion. I'm going to do it pretty quick. I'm just checking really fast. Thank you to anyone that donated, you guys. It is very generous of you. It's paypal.me/unirock. #unirock and #unirachel. Some of you have donated to either or, unirock or unirachel. So you've already got it in your phones. So that's why, you know, I put both of those on there so you can choose which one you want to donate to. They both go to the same place, obviously. So it's up to you what you want to do. It's just an option. Either way, though, thank you so much. This is a Monday stream. We're trying to keep it to 2 hours. We're almost at that mark, so we're going to jump. But we'll have longer streams later in the week. As long as I get my uploads up before the streams later on. This week, we're going to have some bangers this weekend, so we hope to see you. Keep an eye at Twitter, at Unirock TV, for us to do some streams and some Twitter spaces where we can get in there and have people talk that want to jump up and say something. It's a really cool thing that Twitter offers. And make sure you follow at Unirock TV on TikTok. Once I hit 1,000 there, I'm going to be sending the nightly stream to TikTok for those of you that enjoy that platform. So we will see you soon. We get the mods together, I think, maybe, if we want. Let me go ahead and tag them down there. All right.
Also, next stream, we need to pay out rocks.
Well, let's just give away some rocks right now. You want to do that?
That sounds great.
I think that since this chat's been supportive, I'll go ahead and give you guys 500,000 rocks. Now, you have to type or emoji to get those rocks. He did one on Wendy V2. Yeah, I mean, it's just really gross that Molly never does that. Molly has not gone on these other channels before the strikes. Her going on these channels after the strikes is just more proof that we were telling the truth about this situation. There would be nothing different happening if Molly was telling the truth. It would be like nothing happened because Molly is saying nothing's changed, right? 500,000 rocks are loaded. As always, I will give these rocks out when we end the stream, so I won't be doing a countdown, so make sure that you're just typing and emojiing in the chat to get your rocks, and when we come back next stream, you will be able to gamble and use those rocks as you see fit. Now, of course, rocks are just a fun thing for the channel. They don't equate to money or anything like that. It's basically, as you watch the stream, you generate X amount of rocks per minute, and you can use those rocks to gamble and do other things. You feel me? So when we have a bunch of support, one thing I like to do is to pay out rocks and give you guys a bonus. So here we go. We're going to be shutting down in just a moment, and then we will pay out this bonus. Thank you so much. I love you. You rock, and I will see you next time. PayPal.me/unirock, #unirock on Cash App. Like and subscribe.